like Steph, this marks a new beginning. Thanks for supporting a total reinvention. The soul is still here, but the vibe's a little different. Unpredictable, hide the kids and the women. Sports of all sorts, music mixed for living. Rep New York City, but ain't the politician. Always bring the heat, Steph baking in the kitchen. Big shout to y'all, I appreciate the listen. Donnie put the rest, but I'm still in the best. In the word of what I do, all y'all know the rest. I live it, I breathe it, I'm the whole definition. The pinnacle, the ultimate, I'm on a new mission. The Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph, featuring the one and only Mike Steph, the best in the world of what he does. Tap in. What up, people? I said, what up, people? Before I put my face on this screen, before I allowed the masses the privilege to see the debonair one, the dashing one, the ravishing one grace your screen, I have to put this statement out. Some of the content that you will hear in the next 45 minutes to an hour or so will be deemed explicit content. Will probably not be for the virgin-eared of us out here in the unwashed masses. Will not be for the weak at heart. Will not be for the politically correct amongst us. Because I'm letting y'all know right now, I got some news that I'm going to spread. I got some salt I'm going to spew. And yeah, as y'all know, Mike Steph is all about the jokes. So, with all that being said, parental discretion is strongly advised, but will be completely ignored. Oh yeah, y'all thought y'all gonna see my face? No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Because I have this little ditty I need to sing. Making pots just ain't a thing. All I do is sing. When they boo and when they diss, I grab my ding-a-ling. What up, people? Welcome to part 2. Welcome to another edition of the Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph podcast, featuring the one and only Mike Steph. That's in the word of what he does. I know you're probably like, Don, didn't I just see this black mother effer a couple days ago? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And if you just saw this black mother effer on your screen a couple days ago, that means you're back here because you heard me a couple days ago when I said I was going to double back and give y'all twice the pleasure in half the time. That's not a line that my wife tells me, because my wife knows that I give her all the pleasure all of the time. Right, babe? Oh, shoot. She says bullshit. Listen. I swear, if I wasn't gonna be vulgar enough on this episode, I probably would say something that would probably land me on this couch. I love you too, babe. So I'm not gonna say that, but listen, y'all all know that the Lewis snapback boxes only available in my apartment, more specifically, only available in my bed. Yeah. So this, I can't even say this week. This episode, which I entitled episode 46.5 on the FM dial, on the YouTube channel, on YouTube dial, whatever, I decided I was going to give y'all a double dip. I was going to speak specifically about sports this past late Sunday night, early Monday morning. And then I was going to double back a couple days later, day or so later, and give y'all the rest of my views of what's been going on this week. So I'm going to let y'all know what the docket is right now. And then we're going to get this show on the road. On this edition, on this episode 46.5 edition of the Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph podcast, I have 3 topics that I'm going to discuss. In no particular order, the first topic will be the continued violence that's happening in the NYC subways. This past week, there was a shooting on the train, And if anybody saw the video on social media, which I'm not going to divulge, I'm not going to put on there, and I'm not even going to tell you exactly where to look. But if you came across it, you know that the way it started ended up way different than the person who started the altercation planned it. Regardless, there was a shooting on the subway, and yeah, I got a couple thoughts on that and the ongoing violence, and I say air quotes just to cover myself, violence that's going on in these tubes in NYC. Next topic will be someone near and dear to my heart. You know, Mayor Adams, aka Mayor Benson, found himself in some hot water this morning. Like I woke up this morning saying, you know what, I'm going to say XYZ, and then I'm going to get up out of here, and then of course leave it up to Benson to be on some bullshit and have some news for right in my lap. Um, it is a serious topic, but I won't even say bring levity to it, but I'm going to get these jokes off. Mayor Benson has a lawsuit filed against him, alleging some sexual misconduct. I won't say sexual assault, but regardless, something sexual in that nature, that the woman did not agree upon. We're not talking about rape here. Happened about 32 years ago, 1993 to be exact. So I'm going to let you know what I know about it or what I read about it. And of course, I'm going to get these jokes off at Mayor Adams, Mayor Benson's expense. If he would have just stayed with Krause, none of this shit would have ever happened. And lastly, yeah, it'll probably be last. On the entertainment front, all the fans, my sister especially included, all the fans of the Starz series, Power, Book 2, Ghost. You know, the series where I hate this mother effer right here. That actually it follows him in his post-murderous life of his father. Yeah, that series is getting canceled. Yeah, I'm not even gonna say it's ending. No, it got canceled. Not for lack of ratings, no. Not for lack of effort, no. A more insidious reason on why it got canceled. So this upcoming season 4, will be the last season of Power, Book 2, Ghost. And I got some thoughts on that. I was talking to Sister Ooh earlier, and I had to let her know because she had no idea. And she was like, she was actually heartbroken. And matter of fact, in her words, she was flabbergasted about this unexpected outcome, because that's one of her favorite shows. People do say that she at times resembles Monet Tejada. So in other words, I guess they're saying she resembles Mary J. Blige. I can see it. Not in your ways. And if I find any of y'all out here that knows Sister Ooh, aka none of your business, and y'all have those impure thoughts that goes in your head, guess what? Her little brother is her big brother, if you know what I mean. I will find you, I will choke you out, and I'll make you tap out, brother, and leave you for the scraps somewhere over off the Major Deegan or the Bronx Expressway or the Bruckner or the Whitestone Bridge. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of giving away her location, right? But yeah, guess what? It'll be an SVU case out this mother effer, because after I chop you and dice you, I'll have somebody else violate you after the fact. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know what, Stitch? I'm going to acknowledge you right now. I'm going to acknowledge your presence right now, so I don't have to hear no bullshit at the end of this. And you see, I took the fitted off and I put you on a Scully because Stitch is an alien. He's an illegal alien. He's an alien in New York. He's an alien. Stitch is an illegal alien. He's an alien in New York. With the Scully. So yeah, you happy? Yeah. See? I look out for you. I take your concerns at heart. So with all that being said, we're gonna get this show on the way before StreamYard starts their bullshit and starts glitching me up. So without further ado, because I'm a freaking nut. Good night. And goodbye. Mayor Adams has lawsuit filed alleging sexual assault from a 1993 incident. Before I actually give y'all the details of what's been alleged in the lawsuit, I am going to quote some lyrics from a 1989 song by Nice and Smooth called Hit Me. And these lyrics, to me, are very apropos to what I'm about to describe in the details that was, well, at least I read it in the New York Post this afternoon. Ushers, where's the balcony? Damn, my dick is hard, baby. Hickeys make me sick. Next thing you know, she was sucking my dick. Don't be so quick. Take a lick, take every lick. Yeah, baby, way to go. Shot in the mouth, she wanted more. Brother scoping, stop your hoping. She's all mine, I got her choking. Where's my gun? You think I'm joking, motherfucker? All you got is a token. I know. Look, I told y'all at the beginning. I got jokes when it comes to this, okay? I'm gonna get my jokes off. But if I could be serious for a minute in my Lance Storm voice, I'm going to read the allegations that are in this lawsuit. Now, Mayor Adams has a lawsuit filed by a female who will not be named on this program because I'm not getting too deep into that, for an alleged sexual assault in 1993. Plaintiff victim claimed that she asked Mayor Adams for help as he was the leader of the Transit Bureau NYPD Guardians Association, which fights for the rights of Black employees. And since she had been passed up for promotion as a Black woman in the NYPD, she figured this would be the man that I need to talk to. Quote, Defendant Adams preyed on her perceived vulnerability, demanding a quid pro quo sexual favor and sexually harassing the plaintiff, revealing himself not to be the guardian he purported himself to be, but a predator, charges the suit filed in Manhattan Supreme Court on Monday. The plaintiff claims that Adams drove her to a vacant lot and requested oral sex from said plaintiff. And when she refused, he put a hand on his quote unquote erect penis, the filing alleges. When she took her hand away, Adams allegedly masturbated himself and ejaculated on her, the papers claim. Adams denied knowing the plaintiff and denied the incident ever happened when the woman initially filed a summons against him this past November. It did not happen, said Adams. That is not who I am, said Adams. That's not who I am in my professional life. It's just something that never took place, he said at the time. A bullshit. Yeah, pretty much my wife is in the background calling Mayor Benson a bullshitter. And I actually tend to agree. Think about it. Look at this picture that's on your screen. Yes, this is from that time in 1993. Here's another picture of Mayor Adams right around that time. in 1993? Doesn't he have that face of somebody who would expect something for something? Doesn't he have that face that of a person that be like, well, I can handle this for you, but it's gonna cost you. Doesn't he have that demeanor even now in his older age, even now in his present uh responsibility as well, his present office of being the mayor of New York City? Doesn't he? I mean, look how many allegations are going on that he's corrupt, that he's putting people in positions in his cabinet for favors. He's, let's say, looking the other way as long as he gets that backstage pass. Does he look like the type of dude? And matter of fact, does he look like the type of dude that if you're going to the store, let's say you're a single female. Matter of fact, let's say you're not a single female. Let's just say you're a female that he works with, right? And you driving, well, matter of fact, you walking and he sees you and he drives by you and you got some groceries. You're like, hey, babe, how you doing? How's everything? All right. You need some help with those groceries? I could give you a ride home. And then, of course, you're thinking, being unassuming, you're like, you know what? Yeah. All right. Thank you, A. Thank you, E. Thank you, Eric. He was like, all right, no problem. Right. And then all of a sudden, you pull up in front of a home that's not yours. That happens to be his. And he's like, well, what you gonna do? Don't you want a lollipop? Now, there might be one person that's watching this that knows of a similar situation with one of our coworkers, well, former coworker, because he's no longer around, that one of his favorite terms would be, I got a lollipop. You like lollipops? I'll give you a lollipop. In exchange for, let's say, getting some time in the office in exchange for, maybe just not being on your feet during a whole, uh, OG. Yeah, I digress. Doesn't he look like the type of dude that nickname would be Bitch Hop In? I don't know. Now, these are disturbing allegations, but it seems like he's a Teflon Don. He's getting himself out of like, remember wasn't there some type of controversy when he was running or right when he first took office that he was lying about his residency, and come to find out, like, he was using his son's house or his son's house, and he was saying he was living there, but actually in actuality he lived in Jersey, probably Fort Lee or some shit like that. Like, listen, he's the type of dude that'll drive around New York with Pennsylvania plates just to get the cheapest insurance. Listen. I'm not laughing at the actual alleged incident, but looking at these claims, I can see that somebody who goes to him thinking he's the savior or the voice of the voiceless and using that reputation to his advantage. I mean, let me find out we got the Black Vince McMahon heading up as the mayor of New York City. Let me find out his lieutenants are Johnny Ace, John Laurinaitis, and them boys. Like, reading this, it says not only you know how effing messed up this is. He didn't even take her back to the house. He didn't even say, you know what, let's go out for a drink. Do you want to have a nightcap? No, he took her to a vacant lot in 93, which there was a lot of them back in 93, and just stopped and said, you know what? Yo, give me some head. I want some brain. Looking like the scarecrow. Feeling like the scarecrow. Looking for some brain. Doesn't he look like that type of dude? And then, oh, you don't want to get me off? Get it off for you. Now, homegirl, get the fuck out my car. How am I gonna get home? I don't know. Look, you could have had a ride home if you let me get a ride. But since you didn't want to get me a ride, then find your way. Hey, bitch, take a token. Once again, I have no idea if this is one of these episodes that might be viewed upon for me to get into a better situation. But here I go, shooting myself in the foot. But whatever. Doesn't really matter. Just saying. I'm just saying. Will they stick? I don't know. I mean, now in the year 2024, these allegations are being taken way more seriously than they have in the past. So it's a possibility that actually this will go further. Something will actually come of this. Like, if you think about it, for all my New Yorkers that like to, y'all know what I'm talking about. Matter of fact, listen, it's not even a what you call it, a term that you can sneak around and say anymore, because like it is what it is. For all my New Yorkers, all my viewers from New York that like to tote, that like to, what you call get right. You know who the New Yorkers need to thank for weed being legal in the city, in the state? Cuomo. Yeah, Cuomo. See, goes hand in hand. Back in 2021, we're inching out the lockdown. We're trying to open the city back up, and Cuomo not only was under a lot of heat from how he quote unquote handled the initial lockdowns, especially with the nursing homes, and how they said they were putting infected people in the nursing homes that pretty much killed off the senior population and all that. But there was one particular allegation that he had a lot of sexual misconduct. And it got to the point that this person came out, this person came out, this person came out, this person came out, that he ended up having to step down. That's how he ended up with Nurse Jackie, aka Governor Hochul, right? In that time that he was grasping on to his power that he was losing rapidly at a rapid pace, one of the bills that was on his desk that had been for years was the legalization of marijuana, right? For years, we're not doing that in the city. We're not doing that in the state. They do that shit elsewhere, but it's been proven fact that we don't need those problems in New York. You know what the fuck he did? When the shit started getting hot, when the heat got too much for him in the kitchen, guess what? He lit flame and he said, you know what? Yeah, light up. Light up. Right. Because he figured if I could get to November, if I could get to re-election, and I got the population that was doing it anyway, but now I could reverse all the people that got caught up in the anarchic, which got laws back in the 90s of, you get caught with a couple bags of weed, you spending X amount of time on Rikers. If I could expunge all that and I could make it just like hot time, summer in the city. If I could legally grow it and actually get the state some income, these allegations are gonna go right down the drain. That was his thought process. Don't tell me it wasn't, because how long he was in office for 10 years. And for at least more than half that time, he kept on shooting that bill down, shooting that bill down, shooting that bill down. As soon as it has gotten the hot water, light up. So the difference between that situation and this situation when it comes to Benson is I'm such an asshole because I'm going to use this GSD. Get stuff done. Gee, what stuff do you want to get done, Mr. Adams? Want to get your knob slobbed? I mean, even this picture of him, don't he look like I told you what this was going to cost you? I told you to, come down and get me right. Get me right. Oh, treat me right. But the problem, the difference is, he's in such hot water. He's catching bullets. He's catching strays from all different directions. He's still got the migrant crisis. Just the other day, during the St. Patrick's Day parade, don't you know this mother effer actually went on the screen and said, "Look, it's the greatest city in the world. We got the greatest public transportation in the world. The trains are totally safe. The trains are totally safe." And this came after, not even 3 days after there was a shooting in the system. Does this look like a trustworthy man? You know who's not to be trusted? You know who does not look like they should be trusted? This guy right here. Meaning, when he tells you that there's nothing to worry about, ridership is up X amount percent year over year. We're doing our best. We're doing our best to make sure to improve service, and there's no reason to worry about the safety because guess what? I get on the train every day. Lies, lies, lies. Last week, there was a shooting on the train, on the A train, at Houghton Skimmerhorn. There was video on social media that I saw, and the altercation was between two men, and one guy got on the train, popping his shit, talking, and he was saying, he was saying a lot of things, but he pretty much singled out this one particular couple, one particular guy, and pretty much like, yo, want to fight you? I'm about to F you up. You ain't gonna do nothing. You gonna stand. You gonna take it. Blah 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 blah. Blah. So between the tussle, the agitator, the aggressor had a gun. The defender, or the guy that was defending himself, had a knife. Somehow, some way in the tussle, because I did not watch the full video, because those are things that I just don't do. Like, I'm not watching snuff films. I'm sorry. But from what I saw at the end, because I saw up to the point that the knife fell onto the seat. From what I've heard, what I've read, is that the girlfriend picked up the knife, and within the tussle or whatever with the gun, the guy somehow got the gun away from the guy and shot him in the head. They shooting. Made you look. This is not the first time. This is not the first time in a long while. There's been multiple shootings on the train. And like I've said in the past, when I've spoke about these situations, it's one thing. Like I'm like I said, I'm a 70s baby. I remember when the trains were adorned and covered with graffiti. That the train stations were dark and dank. Those light bulbs that you use in the house. Those are the light bulbs that was in the train station, uncovered, and plenty of times, depending on the neighborhood, those shits get broken and you pretty much walking in darkness. There was no such thing as LED lights. There was no such thing as countdown clocks. There was no such thing as annunciators to even let you know when the train was coming. I remember the times that you would have to get on the platform and almost like this, like you know how you test which way the wind is going, like, and that's how you could tell if the train was coming tonight if you was on the ground, or if you looked at the edge of the platform and you see a flickering of light. Oh, train about 6 stations away. Train about 3 stations away. The bigger the light became, the closer the train was. But it was the wild, wild west out this mother effer. And then we had a good stretch, I'm going to say maybe about 15, 20 years, where getting on a train, we had no problem. I'm a born and bred New Yorker. I've said it before and I say it again. During the pandemic, I chose not to ride public transportation because it was the wild, wild west again. Because everybody and their mother was scared to get on public transportation due to the transmittal or the potential transmittal of COVID. So being the fact that there was so many people that wasn't getting on the train, a lot of the unseemly characters that normally you only see at night, freeze come out at night, freeze come out at night, you would see them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I lost my street sense. I lost my spidey sense when it comes to being in the system. So guess what I do? Being the fact that I lost my street smarts when it comes to being in the system, I even more so stay away from the system, because normally I could tell if something's going on, something's about to happen. That's done. I'm strictly driver, strictly walker. Anyway, I say that because there was a good 20-year stretch that you could get on the train, no problem. I mean, occasionally here or there, but for the most part, you get on the train, a lot of times you can feel comfortable enough to take a little cat nap. Keep one eye open, but take a little cat nap. Put your headphones on full blast and just really, be aware of your surroundings, but still sense of calm. Now it's such a sense of urgency that it cranks up the anxiety that who in their right mind, if they could help it, want to get on the train. Especially if you watch the news multiple times a week, you're hearing stabbing in the train station, shooting in the train station. Somebody got pushed off the platform. Always something. Derailments, severe derailments, floodings. But that's neither here nor there. Those are things that just happenstance. Like, I'll say this: let's say a couple months ago, right? Me and Mrs. Ooh was having a conversation, and I was, it's a Sunday, I was off, and we had to go downtown Brooklyn to pick up some items. Actually, pick up one particular item, like she got something shipped to Macy's or what have you, right? So she's like, babe, she's like, you gonna come with me downtown to pick up said item? I was like, yeah. She's like, yeah. Matter of fact, if you got a good park, if you don't got to move your car, don't worry about moving your car. Which car? We just jump on the train, go down there and get it. I was like, train? She looked at me and she was like, what's the problem? I said, me? Get on the train? No. I didn't realize how I was coming across until she spelled it out for me. She was like, hold on, let me get this straight. Because my wife doesn't drive. She was like, let me get this straight. It's all right for me to get on it. Matter of fact, then she was like, this is what it was. Then she was like, all right, well, if you don't want to get on a train, get on the bus. It's like, bus? I'm not busing it. I drive. She's like, well, move your car if you don't have to. I'm like, I'm not getting on the bus. I'm not getting on the train. So she was like, hold on, let me get this straight. It's all right for me to get on the train, to go where I need to go when you're at work or whatever. It's all right for me to get on the bus to go where I need to go, but you feel like you feel like you too good to get on the bus. You feel like you too good to get on a train. You feel too like you too good to get on public transportation. And you know what I said? We could drive. Matter of fact, I'll pay it. I'll pay a meter. Mess around. I'll put it in the parking lot. I'll pay that tax. There's reasons people who know me personally know what I do for a living. So there's a reason why, like on my off time, I do not want to see any type of public transportation whatsoever. Because I just don't. But also, I just I have more control. Me personally, I feel like I have more control in my car than when I'm on the train. Like, yeah, I know. Look, driving in New York City has it in itself, but I know how to handle it. I know, I know what I can do. I know what to expect. Nowadays, anytime you go on any type of bus, train, expect unexpected. Like, do you know this the station that the shooting happened, Hoyt and Skimmerhorn, downtown Brooklyn? Do you know there's a police precinct actually in that station? But yet, matter of fact, I won't say felt emboldened because at the time it's a life or death struggle. It just happened to be on that station. When I first heard the news, I'm like, hold on, they went in the Hoyt and Skimmerhorn blazing? No, it started from the train, spilled out of the train. Now you have a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago, you have the National Guard placed in stations. Are they placed in the hood? And not saying they should be placed in the hood because that probably be the worst thing that they could do. I don't want I don't want no National Guard in my station. I don't. Because first and foremost, they're not equipped. They're not police. They're not equipped to deal with. I mean, the police have problems dealing with day-to-day shit. Do I really want somebody that's untrained to deal with the city shit? That has the machine guns, which I was told, or when I read somewhere that they was told, all right, chill with the machine guns, because that was kind of startling. Okay, fine, but it's a horse and carriage show. Like, what are you really trying to accomplish by having the National Guard? Don't you think that actually heightens the sense of danger when you go down to your train station and you see the army in your train station? I mean, it'd be bad enough if you saw uh 20 or so police officers, but at the same time, you'd be like, you know what? All right, fine. There's been an uptick. They're showing their manpower, so be it. Especially if you don't got nothing to worry about, it doesn't bother you when if they're around. Or at least it shouldn't bother you. Or at least they shouldn't bother you. You know, Hoku gets on, I think, either Pix 11 or Good Day New York, talking about, well, it's as simple as this. We had them stationed at these stations, and we're going to be searching bags, and it's as simple as this. You don't want to get searched, you can't ride the train. First of all, whatever happened to the element of surprise? Like, if you wanted the bad guy to not know your next move, so you could catch them by surprise, why are you on fucking all these media outlets telling everybody what your plan is? Number one. Number two, do you think that all these crimes that's been happening, all these incidents that's been happening, people walk around with a knapsack with guns and knives in there? No, they're not. So you're actually stopping people with bags that are going back and forth to school, back and forth to work, back and forth home. And meanwhile, the people that's actually committing these atrocities are walking, probably jumping the turnstile, walking to the door, walking to the gate, uh, congregating outside the unmanned area, shit like that. Hello? police that are down there, they don't care. And they haven't cared ever since they were asked or they were taken to task, especially in the year 2020, of abusing their authority at times. From that point on, they're not allowed to strike. So they've been like, look, this is what you wanted, right? You wanted to defund the police, right? You wanted to pretty much handcuff us and which going to limit what we can do to protect you, right? But guess what? See how that's working out. Handle your business. Now, to a certain degree, in certain instances, it's nothing but lawlessness running amok. Once again, in a election year, do people really? They do understand that we're in the middle of March, right? Of an election year. It doesn't feel like this election year. In ways it does, but in ways it doesn't. And I think even the politicians, especially local politicians, don't really understand the urgency of what's really about to happen or what's really happening. People allowing this to happen, um, all of these issues that are happening are just playing into the narrative that's being spun state by state by state as these primaries happen. And like I said, Nurse Jackie is full of crap too. I can't wait. I swear, we got the worst luck. These two make it. They've been so bad at their duty. They've been so bad at their jobs, and they just look utterly inept. In reality, are inept. That it makes people long for the days of De Blasio. No, because he was the beginning of the downfall. Makes people long for the days of Bloomberg. You know, the guy that stole a third term, and just and part of and the real reason why the city is the have and the have-nots. You know, it was a big ado, much ado about nothing that he was only taking $1 per year because he was a billionaire anyway. Guess what? He did that, and meanwhile, all the laws, all the zones, and everything he put all the zoning laws he put in effect. He triple folded his money, tenfold. I won't go as far as saying Giuliani, no, because everybody know what kind of kook he ended up being. But people are going to look at the difference in the last 12 years as opposed to the 12 years prior, and they're going to start doing the math of math ain't mathing. Yeah, we thought it was bad over here, but then we let these people. You know what it boils down to? It's the fact of if you want to bottom line it, in the battle between good and evil, good is always at a disadvantage. Or the perceived good is always at a disadvantage because a lot of times good is dumb. Yeah, I know that's bad grammar, but so be it. I got that from Spaceballs. You have all these politicians that get in and they for the people, they're trying to fight the good fight. And once they get in, guess what they're trying to do? They're trying to fight the fight to put stuff as much money in their pocket under the table as possible. And then we get left holding the bag. And then once they get ushered out of office, ushered out of power, then the other side of the equation comes in. It's like, I told y'all, Nick, I told y'all, mother effers. Darn, I hear a helicopter in the background. When those night birds. I wonder who they're looking for. But as I said before, this is one of the reasons why the MTA has been pushing long and hard. Well, are going to about to reap the benefits of this congestion pricing because no one wants to get on the train anymore if possible. All this is going to do is make the ones that are forced to come down because they can't afford this $15 tax that's going to be placed on them anytime they decide to drive their private vehicle into the midtown city, into the city. They're going to come down to the system with more angst than normal. And guess who's going to be at risk? That's right. The front line. That's right. The representatives. That's right. The ones with the patch on their arm, not the ones that are on the 40th floor in their nice, safe office buildings. And guess what? Not this year. Well, this year you're getting the $15 congestion pricing tax. And guess what? It's going to happen next year. That $290 is going to go to $315. How much you want to bet? Because they're like, got him. Y'all got to come down, right? Got him. Ain't shit y'all can do about it, right? Got him. And then that's when they're going to put the clamps. And all these people that's coming up with schemes and which go in trying to get those free rides. Guess what? They're going to start throwing the book at them. Because now you're going to be caught between a rock and a hard place. You're going to either drive, take that $15 hit, get on the train, pay that increased fare, or you're going to get that ticket. And if you don't pay that ticket, guess what? They're going to try to put an F next to your name. And you know, in New York, 3 F's and you out. All off not paying the fare. I'm telling you. 4.5 more, I'm gone. Out the city. Right, Stitch? We out of here. Beat me up, right? Well, not like that, but we out of here. Man, it's enough to make me want to get on my James St. Patrick shit. Power, Book 2, Ghost, getting canceled. Season 4 is the last season. You know, I have some thoughts on this because what I discovered over this past weekend concerning the cancellation, or should I say the ending of the Ghost series, is disturbing on multiple levels. I read that season 4 is the last season, and instead of going further, going further in season 5, season 6, because I think the original Power went 6 seasons. Might have went 7, but I think they went 6 seasons. Instead of going forward like that, they're coming out with another prequel called Power Origins. In this new series, it would be chronicling young Tommy and young Ghost. I'm sorry. Didn't we already get somewhat of an origin story out of the Power universe? Now, before I get matter of fact, fuck it, I'll do it now. You have Raising Kanan, right? All right, the original Power. You had Ghost, James St. Patrick. You had Tommy. You had Kanan, 50 Cent. Okay, those are. You got Tasha. You got Tariq. Now, all those characters. Well, Kanan was killed off. All those other characters went forward. Besides Ghost, because Ghost got murked in the last season. But that set up the sequel, Book 2, with his son trying to man the mantle, to be the head of the table, to wear the crown. Not only that, you had another split-off series with Tommy. Tommy moved to Chicago. Tommy met up with his people, and because he had to get out of New York. Shit was too hot for him in New York. So you got 2 series going forward, right? Then to cover the backstory from one of the most popular characters that they had in Kanan, you have his origin story, Raising Kanan, which a lot of people, which become massively popular. I'm not gonna lie. I guess being the fact of this news that you're cutting all these series short, I might as well start getting into that now. Because I was one of the people that said, you know what, I'm good with Kanan. Not saying that I didn't like the character, it's just like, nah, it's only so many hours in a day, so many series that I can actually get into. Fine, I'm gonna go forward with Ghost. I tried to do the Tommy series, just couldn't get into it. Plus, I had such dislike for this little nigga right here. And this little nigga right here, and the fact that that little nigga disrespected his father time and time again. I wanted to see how that little nigga was going to make out, because everything that Ghost said in the lead up, everything Ghost said that little nigga was going to end up being, guess what? Ghost was right about that little nigga. Yeah, I know. I'm spraying the N-word like a fucking machine gun. But listen, y'all know when y'all see these clips, these little screenshots, y'all should know N-word coming up, because that's my name for Tariq. That little nigga. But anyway, I was invested in my hate for that character, because as a father, I'm looking at that like, you disrespectful little mother effer. As I said before, and I said it again, I'm not saying Ghost was the best father, but you think about it, he was a better parent than his ratchet ass mother. His ratchet ass mother told, all right, well, look, Ghost cutting me off. Ghost, I'm not gonna be able to do this, that, and the third. I'm not gonna be able to get no money out this mother effer because he's about to divorce me. Guess what? Didn't want to do it, but I'm gonna have to show my son the game. What kind of mother are you? Ghost was doing everything. James was doing everything to make sure that his son never had to do the things that he ended up having to do. That's why he had the trust fund. That's why he said, you know what? If you fulfill your potential and going to college, guess what? At the end of the rainbow, this money gonna be here. But guess what? Tasha, ratchet ass, that wasn't good enough for her. That wasn't good enough for her. She wanted the bag. She wanted the power. So she filled her son's head with all this flipping poison that he ended up becoming who he became. Like, anyway, but that amount of venom that I have for that character made me go to book 2, made me go to the sequel. Don't want to see an origin story. Now, the word going around is that this process that they're doing, this philosophy that they're doing, or they're going to try to implement, is course related. Meaning that these series, the later that they go on into the seasons, the cats, especially the ones from the beginning, start wanting and needing pay increases. Other words, look, I'm a popular character. I've been on this show for 7 years. In Tariq's case, he's been in the Power universe for what? A combined 10 seasons? We remember him when he was a little boy. Now he's a young man in real life. You think he's not going to get paid commensurate to what he feels like he deserves from the fact that this character started out in the original, and now I'm carrying my own show. You don't think I want my bread? Even the cast. Look, you got Mary J. Blige. She not doing this shit for cheap. You got Method Man. He ain't doing this shit for cheap. Listen. So all these characters, all these actors, especially if it's as popular and one of the main shows that's keeping this network afloat, they want to get paid what they're worth. So to battle that, the screenwriters and everything, they start saying, well, if we end these series early and establish the brand, then we can always double back and get these sequels popping, get these prequels popping, and use cheaper talent. Why should we pay the original Ghost and Tommy when we could just use that character and pay a younger actor at a cheaper rate? Omari Hardwick, you think he's trying to play that character for pennies on the dollar? That's probably why they killed his ass off. Also, he was just like, it's time to grow, time to move on. Like, now, to me, as a fan of this franchise, it's a slap in the face. To the fan base, it should be a slap in the face. And tell you the truth, I wouldn't even say borderline disrespectful. It's downright disrespectful. Because this is what it's saying. And once again, listen, I said at the beginning, yeah, I'm going to spray them. These niggas will accept anything as long as it's some ignorant hood shit. They will love it. As long as it's slinging that rock, slinging that coke, getting these coke deals, getting the bang 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 scissor gang. I'm so glad that shit's not a thing no more. But as long as it's in that genre, the people that came up with this philosophy, they're trying to prove themselves right. See, I'm such a stubborn mother effer. I'll be on some like, you know what? Now since I know the game plan, guess what? As much as I might want to see or might have a piqued interest of, okay, yeah, let me see how they're going to try to swing everything around and try to put young Tommy, young Ghost, young Angie in position. Guess what? I'm not going to do it. Why? Because you're taking advantage, or matter of fact, you're taking for granted my intelligence. It's almost like when, and I used this terminology before and I'll say it again, it's almost like New Coke, the soda, back in the day. We had this nice established brand, Coca-Cola. And then we went to tweak it, New Coke. And everybody started saying, yo, Coke tastes like shit. I'm flipping over to Pepsi. And then when Pepsi became the number one leader, guess what? New Coke went back to original Coke. Coca-Cola, that is. And then they start doing the offset, the off. Oh, we got cherry Coke. We got caffeine-free Coke. We got cherry vanilla Coke. We have vanilla Coke. But still, the main ingredient was the Coca-Cola. Now, I remember Pepsi had lemon Pepsi, which was okay. They even did lime Pepsi, which then after a while, I just went back over to the Coke. This situation to me is really asinine. Like I said before, do we really need a Tommy and Ghost origin story? It's very disappointing. Like I said, my sister, sister she is a big Power fan. She's a big Ghost fan. She watches Raising Kanan too. And when I told her that she was flabbergasted. I say flabbergasted. She didn't know where to move. She didn't. She was like literally stuck. I'm talking to her on FaceTime, and she's like, what am I going to watch late Saturday night, early Sunday morning? How am I going to get my pleasure? Um, what am I to do? She was like, well, are they going to stop raising Canaan too? I'm like, yeah, well, it only goes up to a certain point because that's a prequel. That means you have already have an established endpoint where you started, where you left off of the original. Same thing like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Better Call Saul was a prequel. Okay, fine. You took one of the characters, and then you was able to pretty much make Breaking Bad 2 in a different perspective. But guess what? At least that shit went 6 seasons. I think probably about 6 seasons. And you was able to flesh out a lot of things until it got to the point where McGill became Saul. Then, but you had more of a fleshing out of thing. That's some. Tell you the truth, I think I really need to binge watch that because I got to a certain point and I lost track, and I was like, you know what? I just like really lost track, and I love Breaking Bad, so watching Better Call Saul, because I had a coworker who was Italian, and he took great offense to the fact that I called Better Call Sal, and not Saul. Like almost was like he looked at me like little nigga, or matter of fact, nigga. Learn how to pronounce Saul. It's like prosciutto. It's like calamari. It's like we don't call it sauce, we call it gravy. So um one other thing. Before I I'm sorry, I'm actually enthralled because I'm watching, I see it on my screen. They're actually having a Netflix special documentary on I guess the life and career of Bray Wyatt, who becoming immortal. Bray Wyatt debuting Monday, April 1st. Gotcha. I'm there. Um, yeah, yeah. One last thing on this subject because I'm about to get up out of here very soon. Not even on this subject, but just sequels, um, updates. Look at all the updates that they did, or the newer versions that sucked. You had Coming to America, classic. They did Coming to America too, sucked. My wife loves the original Coming to America. She knows that shit damn near word by word. She watched Coming to America too. She was deeply disappointed. I don't think she put that shit on ever again. The Color Purple, classic. 30 years in the making. Matter of fact, 40 years ago, they made an updated version of The Color Purple, but this time was a musical. I didn't watch because I already knew. I was already ready for the bullshit. Sucked. My wife was like, "Oh," my sister was like, "Oh, that was trash." The only ones that actually. I have a question, and it's not meant to be divisive, but it's a serious question. Do y'all ever notice that when it comes to our film, our cinema, they always want to do. There's always an updated version, and the updated version never. You always want to try to uh, get more blood out the turnip, but they leave their classics alone, don't they? Has there ever been an updated version of Gone with the Wind? They try Frozen, but yeah, they tried with the Wizard of Oz. You had the man from Oz. You had Oz, the great but whatever. But for the most part, you don't see them remaking their own shit, right? But they always want to try to double back and try to get more money off. Shoot, I swear, I hope and pray, because I know there was some type of rumors that they were going to try to remake Boomerang, which is another classic. It's actually, if you think about it, it's one of the very few Hollywood movies, especially in that time, that if you look in that movie, it's almost like white people did not exist. We were professional. We were upper class. We were a people amongst our own. I guarantee you, they'll try to remake that shit if it's possible. Eddie, don't let that happen, Eddie. Don't let that happen. No, I'm just saying, of Mice and Men, they remaking that shit? No. People like, oh, why don't you bring Martin back? No, we're going to leave Martin where it's at. Don't need an update. Shoot, tell you the truth, I don't want to update the Cosby Show either. But yeah, I'm rambling now, so that's probably means it should be around that time to wrap this thing up. Right? Well, that brings us to the end of another edition of the Salty Thoughts of Mike Steph podcast. I'd like to thank each and every one of y'all for making me in this here podcast the one y'all choose to view and the one y'all choose to listen to. I told y'all I'm giving y'all those episodes this week. Split it up. It's kind of like a social experiment, so to speak. I wouldn't even say social experiment. YouTube been fucking with me. I don't know. The algorithm. I don't want to be a slave to the algorithm. Y'all are slaves to the algorithm. I don't want to be a slave to the algorithm. But in order for me to actually get some type of traction, I guess I am going to have to, try to, work with the algorithm. At least once. Once in my life, I wish I wasn't a slave to the algorithm. Oh, okay. Before I get into like the real end, which this is the end, my sister I was speaking to today, and she said she wanted me to sing a song because she likes my voice. She thinks I have a voice of an angel, or at least just a nice voice. I added the angel part. It just so happened that the song she wanted me to sing, because she just saw, I think you would sound nice singing it, was one of these songs that I can't stand. She was a tenderoni, was a special girl. She's the one that and hold you tight. If you need a tenderoni, that it's right for you. Make it official. Give me a chance, girl. And if not, for you, making a official. Give me your love, yeah. My heart belongs to a Rooney. I can't stand that effing song. She's my only love. My only love. My heart. No, there's so many songs on that initial, on that inaugural Bobby Brown LP that I would love. And maybe because just it's been so many years, I just got I remember they ran that song into the ground. So I say all that to say, yeah, Sister Uzi, I said it. I said it in a way that only I could do because I can't stand that effing song. There you go. There you go. There you effing go. No, there you go. All right. Next week, I have no idea, as usual, what I'm going to actually get into. Will I get into basketball? Who knows? Will I continue talking about baseball? Probably not. The football season will be dried up by that time. Well, the football off season, they were getting ready for the draft, and that's one thing I am not talking about because I don't watch college football, so I can give less than that. You know, I hear about the good players or the people that they say are good. So of course, you know, if they say they're good, okay, I had nothing to believe them. But just to let y'all know, this week, which I know I already put my foot in the mouth before, and I'm going to double down and put my foot in the mouth again. This week on the YouTube channel of the 19 Media Group, a special edition of Hidden Gem Football, hosted by the Mojo King and yours truly, Mike Steph. New episodes drop Thursday. When this episode will drop this week, I have no effing idea. But if you go to the YouTube page, the YouTube channel of the 19 Media Group, and like and subscribe and press the notification button whenever it drops, you will see it. And this is what you'll see.
Say it to you slowly and it may sound scandalous. I don't think that you can handle this.
Yeah. I like the fact that I clipped that. I clipped that just perfectly, that I can just insert it at any effing time. But anyway, check out this week a special edition of Hidden Gems Football, hosted by the Mojo King and myself, Mike Steph. New episodes drop each and every Thursday. Like I said, I don't know when this episode is going to drop this week, but I know we are recording this week. So please check it out. You'll be glad you did. And because I just like
say it to you slowly and it may sound scandalous. I don't think
I love the intro so much.
Say it to you slowly and it may sound scandalous. I don't think that you can handle this.
Got to do it one more time.
Say it to you slowly and it may sound scandalous. I don't think that you can handle this.
While you're on the audio airways, check out the audio version of the Salty Thoughts and Mike Steph podcast and available on the following platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music, amongst others. New episodes drop each and every Wednesday. If you want to check me out on the social medias, check me out on Twitter, now known as X, at Mike Stephens _. Check me out on the gram at Mike _Steph, and check me out on TikTok at Mike Steph _. And even though I have plenty of time to add it to the rundown, I've neglected to do it, and I'm not doing it now because I'm wrapping this shit up. I do have a blog, and that blog is at MikeSteph.wordpress.com. I repeat, MikeSteph.wordpress.com for whatever I decide to put in a verbal form, because I am the wordsmith unlike none other. So, with that being said, I'm actually really shocked that I actually just did 2 episodes in 2 consecutive days. But I had a lot of shit to get off my chest. And y'all should be lucky I broke this up, because if not, it would have been a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. There once was a man with a girl that happened on the safe and shore. The minnow would be lost. All right, see, I'm about to jump to sharp. So, until next week, I bid y'all farewell and goodbye. Matter of fact, not only goodbye, but